Okay, I first answered this question over a year ago, but since then I've looked at a couple other videos and a couple other answers and figured out that there's a much simpler way to do it than what I did originally. So here we've got this parabola, 8x minus 5x squared, and we've got the line through the origin with some slope that divides the area under the parabola from 0 to 8/5 into two regions of equal area. Okay, and here is what that number is. If we find the total area under the parabola from 0 to 8/5, we get 256/75. So we want the area above the green line to be 128/75 and the area below to be 128/75. And if we imagine any point on the parabola having coordinates t and 8t minus 5t squared, we can maybe set up an equation involving t and solve for t. Okay, and so the idea is that the total area under the parabola, subtract this area right here, will equal 128/75. Now, how can we come up with an expression for this area, total area involving t? Well, we can go from 0 to t of the parabola, definite integral, and then plus the definite integral from t to 8/5. And so this is the total area right here. And the area below the parabola, or below the line, is the area of this triangle, which is 1/2 the base, which is t, and the height is 8t minus 5t squared. So this is the area of that right triangle. You could set up a definite integral to do that too, but you'd have to come up with the equation of this line, plus this area right here, which is the definite integral from t to 8/5 of 8x minus 5x squared. Well, when we remove the parentheses, these two terms drop out. That's the key. And so the definite integral here, if we find an antiderivative and evaluate from 0 to t, we get 4t squared minus 5/3 t cubed. Over here, we don't have a definite integral. We just have to distribute the negative 1/2 t, and we get negative 4t squared plus 5/2 t cubed. So we've got it, and that's half the area of the total region. That has to equal 128/75. Solve this equation for t, and we'll have the x coordinate of this point right here. And that turns out to be, well, about 1.27, or the cube root of 256/5. And to find the slope of that green line, we'll put the change in y over the change in x, which is 8t minus 5t squared over t, which is 8 minus 5t. We plug this value in for t right here, and there's the slope. It's 8 minus 4 to the 4/3, which is approximately 1.65. Okay, so the line with this slope passing through the origin divides the area under that parabola from 0 to 8/5 into two regions with the same area. Okay, there you go. Hope that helped. If you have any questions, post a comment.